I am getting old. So for today, day one. Day, oh no, that's week 2. Okay. Okay. So now this is only people who are in this building. You will have to watch these 2 videos for Marty about how to control the color management. We use ACES. Now we can disable them. I'm not really familiar with the color manager on ACES color manager because um, the the simple situation is if the color management on the setting preferences and color management, um, it need to be matched with the output of your rendering. That's it. That's the concept. So if you are at home, most likely it will be off or unchecked. So basically Maya just use the default sRGB, some Adobe sRGB something. And that would be easy one for people who are um, off campus. You don't have to do anything. But if you like to use the ACES, it's basically the color are richer and less wash with tin, with white color, basically. I had a little problem with the, when I try to use that at home and upload it for the car chase scene because it doesn't look that great on mine. I don't know, I must did something incorrect on the color output. So it's a little darker, but of course richer color, but just darker. Let me wait for this. And now, so today we're gonna talk about file management, and then we're gonna kind of do working on a camera in Maya software, and because we wanted to make the camera looks a little more like a real world camera. It will work differently, but we're gonna mimic. That's it. So, and the color management is under preference of color setting right there, no? And then under setting, color management. See, here is forced into the AZ. So even view transform has to be sRGB, but it has to belong to ACES access, color, academy color, something, I don't remember. So now, if you work at home, maybe this might be disabled like this. If it's disabled, you don't have to do anything else complicated. Okay, so right now I'm gonna leave it there, and because I kind of interested in using it, because I saw the video and document from my Autodesk. It looks really good. It's like a lot better than a regular sRGB. Okay, and now, so when you look at on the file, let me talk a little bit about this because this is really important for this project. Actually, all the project is important. Photoshop, quick, let me open Photoshop. So, one moment. Connecting. So you don't have to do anything, just watch at the moment. Go, no, Sorry. Let's take a little bit. Okay. Okay. So now we all see this Maya directory. Okay. So this is really important, especially when you have a texture map, animation, and other things. So now you have the project directory, right? And then these are the default Maya folder, like this. And if you look at on the, let's see, on the Window Explorer, anybody using Macintosh? No, that's okay. So I don't have to worry about that part. And so it look like this, right? You have a main project directory, and can be any name. And I like it to. This is just my. So I like to organize them and leave any folder that Maya create for me. Now, inside each folder, it depends on what kind of directory, subdirectory is. And all the image basically is contain the image of your rendering. So now the movie contain all your play blasts, and the scene file is contain your Maya MB or ASCII, it depends. Also, you can store a OBJ and other Maya exporter. And now source image, this is really important. It will contain all the texture, anything that related to mapping inside the file. So it has to be there. Now, Maya need to look when you open up the scene. Now if I double click on the scene, let's see, oh no, this scene I don't have the texture. Let's do this. Let me go back to Maya right there. Okay. So now when you transfer the file into different hard drive or different computer, make sure that you copy the whole project directory. And I keep re-emphasize on every class I taught that you don't want it to double click on the file itself and bring up the application. So that's the incorrect way, because let me go, if I do set project, let me bring this back to, oops, let me go to my, sorry, let me try to do something more practical. So I'm going to copy the whole project folder on my external drive and drop it on the local drive that I am at. Okay, so here we go. Now this is the correct way. Some of you may, when you come to class, you might just hook up directly to your external hard drive. The problem with that is, the advantage is it's easy, right? And then it's quick. You can save things directly. You don't have to worry about transfer the file. But what if something happened, like your drives run out of space? Maya need to create a caching when rendering. So it might use a they call virtual memory on the space. So it might crash your system, so you might lose your file. So now when I drop it, now when you work at home, there's kind of not much of the problem on the file management because you're using the same location. So now this is how I do, I set. So if you remember, when we click open scene, Maya know exactly where to go. So let me do something quick. I'm gonna just open one scene here. And now if I have a texture map, let me go to a auto light. I'm gonna add sky dome, and on sky dome I'm gonna put one material. I'm gonna just use 2D texture. You can also use a texture under a AI, and you can use a AI image right there. Oop, this is my first time using it. So on the AI, you can just use 2D texture, and I'm gonna add a HDR image. So now let me save this scene quick. I'm gonna call a test. So I want to talk about the path. Okay, all right. So now, when we look at this, right now, this is my under scene. It's supposed to look like this. Hold on, a little small. Okay. Here we go. So this is the correct path. Let me undo. Now, if you open your scene and then you don't see the image, why is so dark? Hold on. See, this is another things with the ASIS. I still have a little trouble working with it. So the image does not show.
Go to the setting on the top where it looks like a checkers. Yeah, that. To the right of that. Okay, maybe it won't.
No. It's something with the that setting. Let me. So don't worry about that. But this is what my point is. Anybody know how to zoom with the axis? No. So that's the path. Can you see? If you see, let me undo quick. I want to show you. Oh, undo too far. So, but you get an idea, right? There we go. So let me try it again. Okay. Hey guys, when you see this is actually incorrect because it read D drive, and then I thought I set the correct way. See, I set my project. This is the full path, but on the Maya software, when you look at on the image path, it should look like this. Let me. Somehow this one today, I don't know what it does. So it will show you one slash source images, and then whatever bitmap you have in here. So now if you open and then image the scene or the surface turn black color, when you render, nothing show up. So you have to come and check the path name. So now, oh, I know what happened because I double click on that scene. That's what I did. So, wait, did I double click on which scene that I double click? I got confused, sorry. So, but you got an idea, right? What I was trying to tell you. So, basically you need to check your path. If something wrong, like something, if you're missing some of the image right here. So now later on we're going to use a referencing file so that we can go back and edit the original file and then it updated. So now I'm going to create a new scene. Okay. And let me check my folder quick, see if I have everything ready. Okay, so I have a folder called roller cart and environment. These are separate scenes. So I put into different folder. Now I try to organize so that you can see it, that you could organize the subfolder inside the scene folder, because when I choose open scene, Maya still know where to go. Can you see? Still see the folder, the scene. So this is what I'm gonna do. If we choose, let me try to do both. I'm gonna choose a create referencing. Under file menu, these are empty scene. Let's save it first. I'm gonna save scene as, and I'm gonna call this scene that. Let's pretend. Let me turn this off. Oh, sorry. There's another thing that pops up on my screen. Okay. So I'm gonna save this scene as, and I'm gonna call camera 1 or project shot, something like that. How about camera 01? Sorry, let me do animation. Animation 101. Just make up the name. Okay. So now you could import your scene, import your file, right? But this time we're gonna try to use referencing, and so to do that, and I will explain what they are. So I'm gonna choose create reference. You can choose create reference, open up option, or just reference editor. So if the create reference, there we go, you will get this. And now you can actually, these are new options. Set group, you can name of the group, or you can turn off locator, or you can just use, I have locator to turn on. So basically, let's do both so that you can see what it is. And now load save reference, load state. So you can choose the default one, or you can do not load at all, but we would use the default one. And now you can check preserve unload namespace, or you can just leave it for now. Now using namespace, the only thing we want, and we want to turn these on, merge into selected namespace and rename incoming object that match. And these are just managing the name. If you use namespace as a parent, add new space to the file name, the name will be a little longer. That's all. So when I click reference, and then you'll be able to pick, I'm gonna pick the card, okay, or the scene, and wait a little bit. So now, if I look at on my outliner, this is what I see. I see that's kind of diamond shape, square diamond shape. That's a reference file. So what the reference file is, let me try something quick. Let me create a sphere. Now I'm gonna go to edit, duplicate spatial, and I'm gonna use instance. There we go. So these two objects, this is the original, this is the instances. Now the instances we can think of, this card is our instances model from the actual card file right there. We are not really physical, it's not physical, it's digital, right? We are not really bring these cards inside here. So now the concept is, if I modify the original, the instance object will be also modified. So it's the same concept. Now, what if the difference between the instancing and reference is the instance, if you modify the instance object, is also alter the original. However, if you modify this object here, it will not alter the original file. So, however, you might have a little, you will have, not might, you have a little bit of making some adjustment. You can replace the color if you need to on this file. It will not update it in the original. So the good thing is you can go back to the original and then do a major change. However, if you wanted to permanently modify this object, you could go to reference editor and then you just go to, I'm going to select that card, file, convert, import object from reference. So when you do that, there will be no longer referencing anymore. So it means if you do any editing on your original, will not update this at all. So now I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna keep that. Here we go. Delete this. I'm gonna import, create another reference. Oops, sorry. To use this window, you just go to File, Create Reference, or you can use plus and minus sign, and you can duplicate reference also so that you don't have to keep importing. Because, for example, if you want to have a same building but different look, a bit different look like color and things like that, or location, you can duplicate references so you can have lots of instance object from the original. When you modify the original, all the instance, all the reference object will be modified. So I'm going to import card again. So now I have two cards. So card one, these are imported, so embedded into this system. And let's say I'm gonna go back. Let me save this scene. So this is a different scene, okay? So it's more like this. Let me create a new. Create, and so I have copy Maya scene. So this is reference, and I imported to another scene here. This is the scene, the animation scene, and I just import the reference. Not import, referencing this. Here we go. Oops, sorry. Let me do pixel. That might be too big. Here we go. So now you can have two or three referencing that connected to this. This is your animation. So what are you working on is you create a add keyframe to the reference object in here, which those keyframe will not be applied to the original. So it means if you animate the card, the original file will have no animation. Now, if you edit by rigging that card, let's say if I duplicate this, right? So this is gonna call, let me use that color. So this is 1, this is 2, okay. So now what if, let's say these are scene, these are the card. What if I rigging the card and wanted to use inside the animation that you have, what you can do though, I can duplicate this. Not duplicate, just save as different name of the file, but contain the exactly same name. If your model of the card name card mesh, this file should still say card mesh. You can replace this inside that scene from this one. Does it make sense? So it means we don't have to finish rigging while we do animation, but the animation that, the rig that we're gonna import is mean you will have to add animation on the rig. If the rig doesn't, let's say if the rig is only on part of antenna, that will be different. The card still contain your animation. Does it make sense? So now, if I go to my card, original one, okay, I'm gonna open that. Here we go. And if I change the color, just changing the color. Oops, wrong one. Hold on. Favorite color. I'm gonna use Lambert. Let's do blue. Here we go. And I save. So now when I open, actually you don't have to go to open. You can use recent file, and I'm gonna open up animation 01. So can you see? It's updated right away. The one that has been referencing. So I can go back and forth. Now what if I do like this? Let's see if I just animate, move a little bit. Okay. Okay. That's S. I'm gonna save this scene. Now I go back to my card, and I'm gonna modify a little bit. Let me change the color also. There you go. And then I'm gonna, let's see. Okay, that's it. Now I save. When I go back, file. So now, oh, I didn't save. Oh, you guys, I forgot to save the my scene when I set the key. I thought I did. Let's try again. I can't do that. Well, just one. Okay. I'm gonna save as this time, sorry, because I don't want to destroy my original. So I'm gonna call card one. I didn't rename anything on the mesh. I'm gonna just do that. Now I can go back to the animation scene. Now I can replace that. Let's see if animation. What's going on? I thought I saved it. Did I save in two different ways? Well, it should work. Something I did incorrect. So, but I can replace. I can select file, reference, and then choose replace reference. I'm gonna replace the card, the new card. Here we go. And the animation should still stay. I just did something incorrect, guys, but that's the idea. So now let me go back to a, I'm gonna replace with the original. I already altered my, that's a really bad things I did. Hold on. Hey guys, let me export this. Export selection. I'm gonna replace my original to be that one. Because I don't want to modify them. So now I'm gonna delete that and gonna go to reference editor, select reference, replace, and I'm gonna choose my original one. There we go. So, okay, and I have moved a little, so I'm gonna put 0. Okay. So right now, I'm gonna reference another scene. I don't know why I closed that. So I'm gonna add the new scene and environment and I think it might be this one. Replace, reload. There we go. Okay. So now this is my scene. Okay. And here we go. So now they are referencing. Can you see? And I can start it to animate. Let me do animated. I'm gonna select that. You don't have, you just watch, okay? And then I'm gonna just do path, quick, and constraint, motion path, attach. So look like this, 1 to 20. Let's see, here we go. Real time. Okay, so started from there until the end. Now, I did some, let me undo quick. I want 120, same as the, so no, I'm doing it wrong, all right. Let me do one more time. 120. Oh, it's already 120, so never mind. One more time. So constraint. Now, if I select, let me save this scene. Save scene as. Gonna save scene as, and I'm gonna override the animation one. There we go. Okay. Now, I could at this moment. What I just did, the original card has a 30K and the environment is only 200, so it's about really low. Now let's take a look at the animation. It's only 80K, can you see? So when you're referencing, it saves only animation or thing that you add inside that scene. It doesn't combine the card, which is 30 plus 210. So the file size will be small, but you have to carry the whole project with you because the scene folder need to contain all the Maya scene or something else. Now, there's a trick too, like what if you wanted to separate scene into different camera, which I don't really do that. I normally create a same, because I normally working by myself, so I create a same scene with different camera shot, but I save into scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. Now, before we talk about that, this is what you can do. If I select the path, did I do already? Oh, here we go. If I select the, not just only the path, okay. I have a motion path here. Can you see there's a keyframe? Now, I could import what I did from previous scene or something else. I could select this, isolate it to select the motion path, and then I can go to import. I don't know if you guys have ever, how many of you has ever import the animation from different scene to the other scene? Anybody? So this is how you do it. It's called anim export and import. I don't have it here on the list. You need to enable it. Under Window, Setting, Preference, Plugin Manager, and you are looking at on animation import, anim import and export right here, just by alphabet. So I'm gonna auto load and load. Unless somebody restart my system here, it will remove it. If you do it at once at your home, it will stay. So now make sure you select in this case I have to select the path because the path has a motion path attached. I have to focus on the motion path by clicking select that motion path node. And then I can go to File, Import, and you're gonna switch this to Anim Import and Export. And I believe I have, oh, sorry, I saved into the different, let me, one moment. Where am I? Number 3. I think it's right there. Where did I put it? One moment. Part environment. Oh, I'm missing animation folder. Okay, guys, too bad. I can't show it. I forgot to copy it. Basically, let's pretend I'm gonna export this. I select the path, and then I go to export instead. Export selection, and I'm gonna switch to Anim import and export right there. And now I'm gonna export. I'm gonna use all the default. You can limit some, but export selected. And I'm gonna save, let's say a path Anim. Okay. And export. I'm gonna put it inside. Let's pretend I'm gonna have another folder called Anim. Okay. And then I'm gonna export that in. So now this is how you import it. So I pretend that I did that. Okay. I'm gonna select the path animation, or if you have an object, the thing is when you import and export the object, if these channel need to be exactly same name, same attribute. You can't miss one or two. It causes a little weird animation because Maya will look at all the attribute here and then export it or import. In this case, these are connecting to the path right there. So I'm not export these volumes. I am export the path. So now if I have another scene has to have the same path. You have to attach them first, and then you will have this option, motion path 1. And then you import the other animation of the other motion path and then bring it in here. So I have to do attribute editor, enable the motion path tab, click select, and then you can import it. So, and I'm gonna go to Anim and I can pick and import. Basically, it's gonna replace the import animation on your path into this object. Here we go. So that's how you import it. And let me try this. I'm gonna just use sphere, just want to show you. And if I press S, and then go to here, I'm gonna move that, and S. Okay. So now I have this animation. That's it. And I'm gonna export this animation to different scene. So I go to File, Export Selection, and choose Anim Export and just export it. And I'm gonna call ball moving select. And now if I go to a new scene, I'm gonna create a box. Now the box has exactly same attribute, it's just different object. I can import this animation that I did into the box. So import I haven't saved it, so that's why I have to navigate it. Let me make it a little more practical. Let me save this in as, and I'm gonna save inside anim, and I'm gonna call a import. Import animation. I forgot. So now I'm gonna import animation, anim, import, and then import it. Oh, I don't know why it's still make me do that. So now I can import ball moving. So at this moment, can you see? It's just different object but share the same attribute. So you can import and export it. Okay. And now let's go back. I'm gonna show you. Let me set. Talking about camera, I hope you guys watch all the animation broadcast. Here we go. So this is the scene that has animation, and let me open another one. Let me set the project. I want to show one, and then I will stop. And then I will give you a file that has animation, and I want you to, the rest of the time, set up the camera shot, okay, using whatever you learned from that video to help you. Okay. One moment, let me take a look at something quick. That's the right one. So I was in the wrong scene. One moment. Okay. Let me open this. Yep. I'm missing color space. Don't worry about that. Now, can you see I have the camera, only full camera shot. And shot one, I turn on a resolution gauge on. This is shot, let me try from here. Perspective, shot one. Hey, this is an incorrect file. Well, never mind. So 1 and 2. I keep copy the wrong file. That will work the same. Here we go. 3. I want to make sure they are on. 3 and then 4. Okay. So full camera shot and 800 frame. So from 1, this is how I name it. I name 1 to, I want the action from here on one camera, first camera, go to 120, and then come to shot number 2, 121 to 340. So, and then I render shot 3, 341 to 700. And then I compositing them together. So now, the reason that I do this because so that I am sure that the movement from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 are connect. Because sometimes, I mean, you can't compare with the, if you're working for, let's say, the big company, they have a one shot that they already designed the animatic. And then they just divide it into separate shot, give it to different people, and then you can combine those different shot scene into one. But I am mostly doing by myself because I didn't do a big project. So I often just have one file, might be different name like animation 1, next day animation 2, but they all have same camera. So those are, it's up to you. So now let's talk about the camera. There's a rule of the camera. Make sure the direction don't change if they are, let's say, these, what I'm trying to do, the first one, let me change setting a little bit. Under time slider, I'm gonna make all view active with the animation. So animation, movement, I'm gonna put a keyframe and all, and right here, update view, let's active all, so that won't be only active, window only. Active window only is mean when you activate, let's say I activate shot 3, animation will happen only on shot 3 or on this frame, but not other view. When I turn it on, it will happen every single view. Let's see if I move, can you see? So it's just to analyze the shot. So now these, the first one, the first camera on the top left, this one, 1 to 20. So it's going to the left, but then turn to the right. So now my shot 2, I could change to shot 3, but the reason I choose this shot, it's supposed to be covered here, because I wanted to establish the scene to give a little idea to the audience that where is the card and what is the entire element is. So you have a little established shot. Now, some of the movie or the animation shot, short film, you might see established, started first. I don't know, anybody watched the Mad Max, the new Mad Max? When the start of the scene, it focused on his feet, right? And then started to pull back a little bit, and then we see the whole entire horizontal. So basically, you give an idea to the audience that this is the location, what is in that location, and what is the focus. So now I do a little reverse. I start off with the focusing on the card, which is the main subject, and then I switch to establish. That's the card is going to go to the rail that go up different level. Now, and it's still same direction, left, right, after go from the right to the left and then turn to the right. So same thing, the second shot is also turn to the right. And the third shot is still continued from the right to left, from the left to right. But then we'll come to 300, oh sorry, until the second shot in at 340. So now it's about to turn to, because it's turned again, right? So on the shot 3 is continuity from the same direction. That's how I was planning on this. Now when it's go down here though, it's turn from the left to right and come to the right to the left, which will connect to the last shot. Still right to left, but slightly different angle. I could tumble, I don't want to tumble, let me show you some quick. So if I select that camera, I wanted to change the position a little bit. Let me turn on move to, here we go. So that's my camera, scale it so that you can see. If I want to change a little angle, I will not try to do this. Tumble your scene on the view interactively. I would try to move the camera, like translate with standard tool. So let me change the rotate. I want to use with the object mode so that I can slide based on the orientation of my camera. Easier. Here we go. Can you see? So now when you work on your camera, I'd like you to use a standard tool to manipulate the camera. Don't use the trouble. Like for example, now my horizontal lines are crooked. So what I can do though, I can rotate the actual camera. Can you see? You have better control with it. Then try to use the camera tools. You can also use camera tools if you like, but I prefer to do this way. Now, in the future though, you can even rig the camera to animate, to make the camera movement like on the crane shot or on the stabilizer or dolly, stuff like that. So, any questions about manipulating the camera? Make sure you use the actual standard tool here. So if you want to start it over, you could just change, let's say if I want to change the rotation, I should start it over, and then now I can manipulate it again. Here we go. And right now it's perfectly horizontal line, a straight line. Here we go. Can you see? Now, the other thing is with the working with my camera, when you look at on the frame, it's a composition. Basically, it's a composition like when you think about doing a 2D imaging, painting, or drawing, or photographing. So same. Now, I personally like to turn this on. A field chart is under view, main command, field chart, camera, and I've been using a shortcut forever. I don't remember.
Did you say field chart?
Yeah.
You just hovered over
Where's that?
field?
F.
F-I-E-L-D, you're going over it.
Did I? Oh, right there. Sorry, guys. I've been using shortcut forever. So now it's right here. I apologize. So under setting, field chart. But this is the button. Here we go. Now, what does it do? Mainly, the field chart is just a kind of extension tool that in the traditional animation, they have to have field chart because otherwise you get the in-between, people who do in-between got confused when the character walk from the left to right, it's become smaller. So, or scale are different. Or in perspective view, you have field chart to contain, even though the line is just only two diagonal, but if you think about visual, like imagine of this line keep continuing diagonal subdivision, you'll be able to figure it out, the size, get from smaller to when come closer become larger. Now, how do we use this for composition though? It's a similar concept to the rule of third and the golden ratio in painting. So for example, first thing you can see all the horizontal line, you just try to match all the horizontal line of the scene using that as a guideline. Now, in composition though, let me make sure, hold on, one moment. I just want this view to be a little bigger so that you can see. So now, a pleasant, this is not absolute, guys. you kind of want the horizontal line to be not exactly on the center. You can, but 1/3 of the center of the horizontal. So this 1/3 or that 1/3. So if I want to be upper 1/3, I'm gonna have to, let me move that camera up, rotate it. Here we go. Can you see? So this is another 1/3. It doesn't have to be exactly 1/3. And also, let me undo. When you do a rotate camera manually using standard tool, you can undo it. You don't have to do a previous undo. Now, the rule of third, let me pencil tool right there. The rule of third is this. Come on, color. Where's my color? Sorry. Hey guys, my color is go to a different, oh, right here. So I'm gonna change to red. So now, rule of third is this. You divide it into 3 sections. Oh, hey guys, sorry. There's something to do with a color setting and what is it? I read the article. I can't use the pencil grace to. So basically, rule of third is this. Let me create a new. Okay. Oh. Okay. So if I do the line, talk about concept quick. There we go. So divide it into 3 sections, 3 divisions. I mean, you have to divide it kind of equally, but it doesn't have to be precise. It's just an idea. So this is the subject on the scene should be. Suggestion should be. So it doesn't have to be exactly right there. The reason is when you think about like how our facial physical is, the anatomy of the eye placement, there are 2 eyeballs, right, on the side. Not exactly on the ear, but on kind of these sides, and that's how we look at things. There will be a time that you want it to be, the subject to be like overemphasis or bold. You can put it on the center. So, but in this case, you just look at right here, 1 or 2, right there. I mean, second. There you go. I have to delete. Third. Oh. Third and fourth, right there. Sorry, I can't draw it. It's just so now, what about the diagonal line? This is what I did with the diagonal line, right there. So if I take, here we go. Can you see? I try to lay out my pattern of the direction match with the diagonal. You don't have to, but this is just an idea. So it's going path like that. So in this case, you can lay out some of the element in the scene that kind of give that suggestions. So, and it just, you have to kind of try to reposition things that help to support your subject when it moves or something like that. And does it make sense, people who from online, guys, about how you think about the using all of these tools to help? Now, another thing is, if you remember the jaw shot, let's open up that jaw shot. Let me set up the project quick. And I will stop for today soon. One moment. and then I will have you work on, I'll give you this animation scene without camera, and then you add camera. It doesn't matter how many camera you wanted, and try to use a technique telling the story through the camera with a video that you guys watch. And one moment. I am trying to open that jaw shot. Okay, so that I can talk about the camera. So I'm gonna, what am I doing? Oh, open the scene. Okay. I'm not going to save that one. Here we go. So now the jaw shot, this is what I did. This is the camera one. I should have named it. And do you guys remember this? Is anybody get the wrong answer? It's just a jaw shot. I tried to put the jaw, a shark, so that kind of gives you a clue. This is what I did. I animate the focal length. It's just a zoom lane. You zoom in and zoom out. And let me create a new camera quick. A new camera. And this is a regular camera. Let me replace this to the new camera, number 2. Okay, so if I just move the camera, there we go. And let me turn this on. There we go. Okay, so I could, let's say, changing a little bit angle. How about that? So now this is the subject, right? Okay. So now if I move the camera, this is the position. I could play around with the focal length here. So I'm gonna highlight it and just watch. So I'm zooming in closer. I am zooming out further. See, same position, it's just a different angle. Now, when or how do you want to use this? It depends. If you wanted to create a more distortion, you could zoom out really, you zoom in really close, and then you move the camera closer. You will get a little more perspective effect on the geometry. So it means any foreshadow will be a little more bigger than anything that behind. So now if you zoom out though, the scene will become a little more, if you zoom in more, sorry, let me zoom in and I'm gonna move the camera. There we go. And I'm gonna use the same angle of the camera, so I am not going to move object mode. I'm gonna move world space because I want the same angle. It's just farther away. There we go. I just want the same angle, but just further away. So here we go. Can you see? Same angle, but everything looks more flat. That's how you work with. Okay. So now with the camera, I did a little bit more than just this camera shot from 1 to frame 150. Let me click play. Let's watch. There we go. Oh, it's so fast. Here we go. So, can you see? Object doesn't change, subject doesn't change shape at all, but play with the camera. So that's the jaw shot. Now, how do I do that? How do I maintain? You don't have to use this technique, but you can, to create this effect, you can use this technique to do something else. Now, if I don't use camera and aim, I will have a little hard time trying to maintain the position of the subject. So I need a little help on that. So if you look at on my camera, if I select the camera, okay, let me switch to full. I have an aim. Can you see that aim? Let me press T quick. This is my aim. Oh. So right there. That's the aim. You can aiming and change. So that changing location so that you can have, let me undo. With aim is really, you can't undo that. That's kind of not good. So let me check. Here we go. Okay, I have to aim it. So now when I animate, I did not animate camera. I animate the group node of the camera. So, and this aim is linked on the rotation. But see, I did not set the key on translation because I set the key on camera group. I add extra group node on top of the camera. That's it. Because this is a camera that camera move, oh sorry, I click on the wrong, that's another group so that I can move them, another subgroup, another higher hierarchy so that I can move both camera and aim. If I create a new camera, let me show you what you're gonna get. Camera and aim. Now the aim up, it just has an up node to control the position. So I use aim, here we go, let me scale the camera aim quick, move it, there we go. So right there. So now, right here, you have a main group node to move the whole thing together, but I add another group node. I just group the camera itself like that, Control G, and then I animate this. Because if I animate that, I got confused because there's a original volumes on there. And in this case, you will have a little trouble about figure it out how to make them to go back, to make the camera to go back to the original position. This is the easy way. So just raking it a little bit. And any questions about the working with aperture, the focal length, this means the zoom and translate the camera. Anybody? Okay, so I'm gonna stop for now, and next section we'll do on the actual scene. So I'm gonna give these the roller coaster scene for you, and you just play with the camera and do play blast and just quick play blast and compose them, and then post it on in-class exercise on Wednesday. Okay, so just simple, and use play blast with the hardware rendering, and you don't have to do 720. You can do I think 460 or 480 is fine. So it depends on how fast your system are to capture those images, and just having fun with the camera. And there's no limit number of the camera, but you want to change. I mean, on roller coaster, it's full camera max because it's such a short time, only 800 frames. I mean, I was thinking about doing 6 of them, but it's become each camera switch too quick. You have to think about, you change the camera when the action change. If the action doesn't change, you don't need to add extra camera. And animate the camera itself, be a little more specific. There's certain camera that you don't want to have a camera movement complete with the actual subject movement, because I mean the audience can't catch that. It's like some of you might argue that, hey, what about multitasking? Well, it's kind of debatable. A lot of times you don't want that. You want it to be clear of what you wanted to tell through the camera so that the audience doesn't shift and doesn't confuse or miss what your point is. Like, for example, if you have later on when you have two car chase each other, you want a big action happen to the first car or second car when you want the audience to what the audience to see. So even though two cars are moving together, one will have a little less action in that whatever it happened in that scene. So you wanted to have like if you have two balls rolling into the same size, one might has a little more roll, the other one has less, so that the audience can focus on the whatever is has more action. Any questions about this? So just give me a few minutes to bring the scene to you. I'm gonna give you a scene that has animation on it, and that's it, just one scene. You don't have to do referencing or anything. We will do more referencing when we work on the car chase scene next section. Okay? Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
You said that you wanted us to upload our files to the OneDrive. Do you have a share file for us that we're invited to?
Oh, no, you guys has a OneDrive. Oh, you mean like on your project, the revision, right?
Yes.
Yes, no, you use your own OneDrive, and your OneDrive is, we don't have a share OneDrive folder. I don't have. I'm gonna talk to Marty, see if we can do things like that. So basically, OneDrive is attached to your email, and I believe.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so that's it. You just send me the link. Just give me when you share the OneDrive, just say that whoever has link has permission. That's it. Is that what
Okay.
your answer?
Okay, I've never done something like that, so
Oh, okay. In that case, let me do it with you.
yes,
So
please.
I will share. How about I'll share these animation with you?
That sounds great.
Okay, on OneDrive. And let me grab that. I believe. Oh, hold on. Let me eliminate the camera quick. Let me go open scene quick. One moment. Bear with me. Oh, I keep doing the wrongs. Open scene. Okay. Don't save. Okay. And let me delete all the camera. I'm gonna delete the sky dome also. And let me change my preference of the so that you don't get an error on color management. Okay, I'm gonna disable that. And save scene as I'm gonna just call a name. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my email, and I will have to under D2L. My D2L has OneDrive that it can be attached, but I haven't had it set up yet, so I have to use my email instead. So same as you, ETSU. Okay, this is how you can. Oh. I go to my email, log in, there we go. So now, first you have to go right here, this button, under Outlook. This is, everyone has it. and then you will see in OneDrive app. If you don't see it, you click All App, and then you can look through it. Okay, so I click on my OneDrive, and this what I've been doing. This one I'm gonna share with you. So now I have to upload to my first. So I'm gonna call upload file. And if you have multiple files, I would suggest you to zip it. So this is only one. So I'm gonna just go to wherever I saved that file is. And 3 scene. And make sure you put this inside your scene folder. Just create a new project. So now smaller file will be quick. When I upload the marches, it took me hours or even over. So now, pretend that I don't see that. You can just click right here, share, and then you want anyone with the link. Click apply. You can turn off around edit, but just turn it on just in case because you wanted to give. Now, you don't have to put my email on it. You can just copy the link here. And I just want to make sure a copy. And then I'm gonna go back to my Outlook. And then you just send it to me. So new message. Pretend that Glenn, see if I have Glenn. Here, I have you. So, and then I'm gonna paste in here. And that's
Okay.
it. And
Okay.
now, I am not going to send through email. I'm going to put it on the class folder, on the contents.
Okay.
And week 3, day 1.1, I'm going to add. And I'm going to put camera work concept, roller coaster, files here. Now, when you upload on this, on the D2L, I like you to send me, well, we can upload it, but upload on your, can you click reply on your post? Now, this is a lot of things. When you upload it, sometime when you do this Control V, it gives me this. The problem with this is, I have to copy the link like this. I can't just click. When it click, it's click only that UI. It doesn't connect all of them. So what you need to do is you need to put that download, or you can say something download file here. And then I highlight it, click on this link, and then you wanted to use a URL, and then new window, and then paste all of those links to there. So now I can click this. So you guys can click this one now to download it. So, and it's just a weird things with the pasting on the D2L, but you can do it on email. It just do that for you. Can you see when I do it on email? So any questions about uploading the file? So now you can download under a roller coaster. Okay. Let me also put a new homework so that easy access for you guys. So homework due Wednesday. Oop. Oh. Hold on. Nine slash. Okay. So download. do that. Okay, so, oh, how work? Ah. Okay, any questions, guys? That's it for today. I will put the video on YouTube. Okay, and let me know. I'll be here the rest of the time after you download. You should start it so that you can get it done on time. Okay.
So, do you want our Maya files for our revisions?
No,
Or
not
just-
Maya file, video file. So when you submit it under project submission, under revision, I like the link, and then let's say if I go to, I don't know who is this, Cedric, yeah. You just click reply to the thread and give me OneDrive link. That's it. So, I mean, if you cannot add, let me try if I can. See, there's a link, you just said file here. And then highlight, link it, URL, and then just put the OneDrive link for me, and I will copy it. So does it make sense? Because
Okay, yeah.
because this will be archival for our department, so that we can pick the best one and show it to incoming student for promotion basically. So, and for my own backup too, for class. Yep. Any questions? Any more questions?
Did you want us to put the revision OneDrive in there?
Yep.
Okay.
Only the revision, not the
Yes,
first one. Yeah. I just want the final.
OneDrive in there.
Okay. All right. That's it for today. I'm gonna have to run to bathroom quick. I'll be back. People who are online, I'll be back. Okay. Oh wait, sorry guys, I forgot to check roll. Never mind. I'll check roll next Wednesday. I forgot. Okay, I'll be back. Get to run.
I do have a real quick question.
Yes.
You said the answer to that question was Josh shot. I said, for the answer I put Dolly soon, because that's what the actual shot is called. It's called
Josh
Dolly.
shot.
Well, I'll call it the Dolly's and then we'll call it the Josh shot. I just call it the answer. Is that fine for the answer? The Josh shot, okay.
I mean, the reason is Dolly, you may just moving forward or that way, but you're not playing with the seat to get that effect.
On the video, they do the zoom as they walk forward, they zoom
Right.
out.
So if you explain that, he just used exactly Josh shot.
Okay, he just said, okay, yeah, I didn't answer that, I just knew what the shot was.
Is
The
it-
shot name was Colin, that's what I called it.
No one is called Josh shot because of the first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
the
was usually
effect is from
Jaws,
the
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I just called it the, I just called it the Bills and they call it Josh.
I mean, if you said Dolly, but coordinate with Zoom, because Dolly is the movement.
Okay,
It's not really Zoom.
okay.
Zoom is totally separate.
Okay, then I got that one.
Yeah. So, but now you understand that it's just a term. I mean, like
Yeah,
a,
okay.
yeah. It's like in Maya, you can dolly in and out. It's not Zoom. Zoom you do on the photo.
Hi, Maggie. Is she not there anymore? I see her name on the list. She probably fell asleep. What?